Hello and welcome to the show. As usual, we're live today to have a look at a number of camera options. Gonna help you find the right camera and look at a few options to see what is the best camera for your needs. So we're gonna do a little bit of a search. So we'll set the pace. We're gonna link everything we're talking about in the description information. So check that out. You'll see a carousel of items that I'm gonna be talking about today. So how it will work is we're gonna be bringing up one by one. We're going to be looking at them. We're going to be discussing them. So if you're currently looking at buying a camera or a lens and you're not sure, you're in the right place. So let's get started with the first camera that we're looking at. Let's see, what do we have here? We have a Canon EOS M50. Let me bring you over to the screen so you can see that. Okay, beautiful. That seems like it's going to be the right option for you, especially if you're not sure at the moment. So here, we've got it up on screen. Let me bring you more details about these cameras. A quick little update here. Okay, there we go. That's beautiful. So let's take that from the top again and make sure we've got a good strong signal. We are good and we are live. Hello and welcome to the show. Just making sure there. So hello and welcome to the show. Today we're looking at camera options and gear suggestions. I'm going to show you a number of cameras. I'm going to show you the ones I use, show you why I use them. We can look at additional options as well. So I've got loads of cameras. Cameras and gear is today's topic. You'll know I've changed cameras over the years. I've gone from webcams, I've gone from action cameras as webcams to DSLR cameras, all the way up to live streaming cameras like I'm using right now. And the best thing about these is we've got a number of options for you. So what I will do is I'm going to show you a few of these. We're going to share these cameras and we're going to work through them to see which one is the right option for you if you're thinking about them. So price wise, that's going to be a big factor we want to think about in terms of if you're buying. So we're going to have a look at different budgets. Hopefully we're going to cover your budget today because I've got loads of options here. So we're going to definitely have slightly cheaper options as well as more expensive items as well. So the first camera I'm looking at here is going to be, of course, EOS M50, a great little camera, a mirrorless camera, and I'm going to actually look at lenses as well. So again, we are looking at this live, so at any point if you have questions, drop them in chat and I'll pick up the messages from chat. So I'll just drop you a little message. Hi, here live to answer Q&A. Just so we've got that there and we can work through these. Let's just make sure we get that over here. Yep, that seems fine and beautiful and dandy. So we give that a few minutes for the notifications to go out and we'll carry on. So now, what are you guys thinking about? Have you thought about cameras? And have you thought what camera is the right camera for you? Because the EOS M50 Mark II is a nice little dandy camera, mate. You've got loads of options there. It's a mirrorless camera. This is the Mark II that we're looking at, which means you are going to get live view, clean HDMI, as well as autofocusing. We're going to look at a few other cameras as well. We're not just going to stick to Canon today. So keep tuned for all these amazing options for you. So now, how are we going to work this? We're going to work this in a way that will allow us. Okay, so we're starting at, what's that now? $699. We're looking at dollars. You got a white option, by the way, just in case, you know, if you want to get a bit fancy. You can get a white one, you can get a black one. And with this camera, you're going to get good quality photographs. You're going to get good quality video. So you're kind of getting a nice overall camera for multi-use. If you're new into photography or video, this would be one of the cameras I would say is worth getting, because it's going to give you that flexibility of having a smaller camera. It's actually going to be smaller than this. This is technically not available anymore, this camera that I use. But the closest camera to this would be something like the T7, which is the 2000D. So it's a crop sensor camera and it's a DSLR. The mirrorless camera that I'm showing you on screen is actually mirrorless, so it's not got a mirror in it. And with the lenses, you get a few options. The first lens that comes with it is a 15 to 45 millimeter. And that lens is good in overall situations. You can get vlogging type shots. If you're doing sitting down shots, you can get this kind of angle from that camera, as well as a few other options. So we are going to look at additional lenses as well. So I've got a 22mm that I want to show you. Let me bring that up for you here. There. So the 22mm is an EFM lens. This is going to be a good option for you to get a low aperture. So it's an f2, you'll notice there. What that means is you're going to get some background blur. You can get a bit of depth of field. A lot of people want that nice live stream look where it's kind of like similar to what I've got here, where it's nice and blurry in the background. You're nice and sharp and you've got nice depth of field, which looks cinematic almost. So that's something you want to keep in mind when you're looking to buy cameras and lenses. So you do have the option with the Canon EOS cameras, multiple cameras. In the particular one we're looking at now is the EFM mount, which refers to the camera's mounting system and how the lens fits on. So it's basically the mounting system here. We have the EF lenses for the normal cameras, but the EOS EFM for the EOS lenses will be slightly different. So this is a 22mm. It's not going to be as wide as our kit lens, because you know the kit lens is of course 15mm, so that'll go a little bit wider. So if you're doing vlogging and you want to do handheld shots, you might want to look at that. But then again, I have got a few more options for ultra wide. So if you want to get a really wide shot, like an almost for skateboarders normally use this. Let me show you the next one. I'll bring it up so you can have a look at it. It's not from Canon, it's from Canon. So you can see that there. That's like an ultra wide. So that would be a nice little option to get those extra wide shots if you want to do like funky shots or get like a really landscape photo, for example, like the one that we're looking at there. It's not too bad. It's $329. So price wise, you've still got flexibility there. And these lenses are EFM. So remember, these will be for the range of cameras like the EOS M50, the E200, M200, M100, those kind of cameras, which we can look at. So if you want, let me know at any point and we can look at those cameras as well. And we are good. Okay, that's fine. There. So now let's have a look at another option. If you wanted to zoom in maybe and do a bit of landscape or wildlife maybe, or even zooming in with, actually it's not that far. 200mm is not going to be that far, but I'll show you the lens here. So we've got this one again. It's an EFM. We're kind of focusing on the Canon EOS EOFM lens mount, the mirrorless from Canon, the M50 for example. So these are all decent lenses. Again, if you have questions, drop them in chat. I'm here live, so I can answer any questions or queries you've got. And these are going to be different types of lenses. Let's have a quick little look over here. Okay, that seems okay. I'm just checking the 00 streaming all setups there, and that looks okay. What settings are we at? Okay, not bad. So we're multi-streaming today and we are looking at Amazon live shows. That's where we're bringing you that lenses, and we are looking at the special line from Canon of all people. So that's something to keep in mind now. Let's see. I do like that option as a like a standalone lens upgrade, so you can see sample images as well. I would go as far as getting a Canon EF lens and mounting it on my M50. I'll get an adapter. You can get adapters. I can talk to you about those as well today. But in terms of gear and cameras, there's loads of options out there. You're not limited by what cameras you can use. Here's another nice option. I want to show you quickly. So at least you've got a few suggestions. So we've got a 30mm, and this is going to be from Sigma. Another beautiful lens. So this is kind of helping you specifically with the M50 and the EFM mount lenses. What can you look at? Well, we've shown you a few options. Now the next one I'm showing is a Sigma 30mm 1.4. You've got an idea of price as well, which is quite handy. So in this video you're seeing the prices, the lenses, and the types of lenses you can have. This is a 60mm 30mm 1.4, so even lower aperture. And that Sigma makes solid lenses, so you can have a nice bokeh-licious lens, if that's even a word anymore. And what we got, $289. So that would be a nice little lens. That's equivalent to about 50mm, because remember, crop sensor and smaller sensors do have that extra focal distance. For example, if you're familiar with crop sensors and full frames, there's a difference. That would help you hopefully there. So that's another one. I'm going to look at a few more and we're going to wrap this up, so at least you've got ideas of the lenses that are available. What about if you want to go ultra wide? Well, there's an option there. We're looking at the 11 to 22 would be a great vlogging type lens. So if you got M50 and you want that nice YouTube feel of your videos, like a nice wide view, this is not view. This is not wide. This is 50 millimeters. I'll show you the wide one here now. Let's open that. Let's have a quick look at that. Okay, so EFM 11 to 22 millimeter. Now this is going to be a 4 to 5.6 lens. So that does mean you're going to suffer with the f-stop a bit, which basically means the light coming into it is not going to be as wide. So you can't get a nice shot. If you got really good lighting, you're going to be fine. You can pull it off with the f4. And you'll have nice blur still in the background if you have distance behind you. So that's something to consider. What about if you want to go ultra cheap? How about like a really cheap option? Well, a newer 35mm 1.7. You can see that. Now this is going to be a manual focus lens. So this is going to be something else to think about. If you want to go ultra low, it's only $72.99. So we've got something for every budget here. That was a quick look at EOS EFM lenses. So you're basically looking at the camera that I suggested the first time around, which is that beautiful system there. What do you think of that? So hopefully that helps you in terms of cameras. I'm doing a few more of these for different cameras. The next camera we're going to look at is the T8i. So make sure to keep an eye on that.